Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for clicking on this video. Today, I will be doing the part 2 of the GSG MP40p. Uh, I did I did a part 1 already, and I told you guys I would do a part 2 showing a disassembly as well as what to do about this long trigger pull. First, let me do a safety check. And we are clear. Just so you guys can see, I do have the original trigger bar in, so you could see this long spongy trigger pull. See that? That's 3/4 of an inch of a pull. Okay. Now I want you to see why that is, and I want you to also actually, I'm gonna mark where the tip of this trigger is landing or is setting in regards to the trigger bar or the trigger guard, and then I'm going to compare that to the trigger bar that I put in, and you'll see the difference. So this is a 3/4 of an inch trigger pull before the sear gets engaged. Now you're going to want to take this side plate off. It's held in by 2 screws, and you'll need a torque bit, something like that, to unscrew them. If you're not certain what a torque bit is, it's I've heard people call them star bits, and they look similar. They look similar to a hex key, but they're not quite. Okay, so here is the trigger bar that comes with this weapon. Now I want you to notice how far is that. So see, as I'm pulling the trigger bar is moving to engage this lever here, which will engage the sear to allow this weapon to fire. Watch my finger. Watch how far you gotta pull this. Okay, that's 3/4 of an inch. I did measure this. So I was looking at it and I'm thinking, why such a huge gap in this bar? And you're pulling, and this gap makes it to where this bar is moving so much before it's even doing anything, and that's giving you this long spongy trigger pull, which also affects accuracy, as well as how fast you can get accurate shots off. So what I went ahead and did was I took this off, and I made a template out of aluminum foil, and then I went to my job and I found a piece of alloy and about the same thickness as this trigger bar, original one, and I grinded, had to grind out with a grinding wheel just certain notches to get it to fall into place here. But also I used a drill press to drill the holes, but I didn't make such a long hole here on the end of this bar. I made a smaller one because I don't understand the point of having a 3/4 of an inch trigger pull on especially such a. It really takes the piss out of such an iconic weapon, a weapon that's supposed to be really fun to shoot. I mean, obviously this is not going to be anybody's everyday carry gun. This is more of something that you have fun with at the range. You know, or you just take plinking. You know, shoots 9mm. So you're gonna have fun with it. That's what this is for. So I built my own trigger bar. It sits nice and tight. It's snug. It's not loose. It ain't gonna come out. Okay. Now remember where the trigger was sitting on this trigger guard with the original trigger bar. Now look where it's sitting now. Before it was resting here. Now it's resting here. And look at this trigger pull. Okay, so we dropped it from a 3/4 of an inch trigger pull of that spongy, 1/2 of an inch. We took 1/2 an inch off, so now it's 1/4 of a trigger pull. A 1/2 of an inch of that trigger pull was doing nothing except taking your sights off target, slowing you down, slowing down your follow-up shots, and affecting the placement of your follow-up shots. Okay, so that's what I did. Now, if you don't feel comfortable doing that yourself, if you're not very handy, or you don't have the equipment or the tools to do something like that, I highly recommend you have a gunsmith do it. Just show them what you want. You can bring this trigger bar into them, tell them you want the same size trigger bar, but this hole pretty much doesn't need to start way back here. Okay, you can get rid of 1/2 of that hole, and this will fit right on there, and you'll have a 1/4 of an inch trigger pull versus a 3/4 inch trigger pull, which is ridiculous. Now I'll do a quick disassembly. First, I'm going to start with the I did mention to you guys, where's my screwdriver, that okay, well, I'm not going to do it now, but this lanyard, if you want the lanyard for the strap to be on this side, all you do is there's a screw down here. You unscrew that, and then this, it's like a barrel casing comes off, and then you'll see a stainless steel cylindrical barrel threaded at the end. That's the real barrel in here, and this can twist and then resit with the lanyard on this side, on the right side, if you're left-handed, and that's what is more comfortable for you if you have a strap. Other than that, okay, so to take this down, you do have a takedown pin right here, and on the other side you'll see it right next to, right above the mag release. But this I call it a horseshoe clip. I've already taken this off for time because they're a pain, and sometimes they shoot across the room and they're really small. That's what the clip is that goes around the breakdown pin. Get that off, and then you're gonna get a type of punch. First, also charging handle back and in the resting position. I'm just gonna take an old awl and a hammer and gently tap it till it gets about halfway through. I've taken this apart a few times already, so I've lubricated this pin so that you should be able to pull it by hand once it's halfway out. And the reason why I like to be able to pull it through hands, you just kind of saw why, because this is spring loaded, much like an M4 or an AR. Okay, so once you get that pin out, you can drop the charging handle and pull the trigger, and this all comes out. Okay, this is just one piece. The lower is one piece, and then here upper you have this tube here, which the spring goes into, kind of like a buffer tube. And on your charging handle, this handle right here pulls out the bolt assembly, bolt carrier, and that whole bolt assembly comes out in one piece. And then you can clean your your extraction pin is right here, and there's your firing pin. There's the faceplate where your firing pin comes out. Folks, I didn't know I had to tell people this, but never lubricate where your firing pin is. You want to keep oil far away from that as possible. Okay, whenever you're cleaning your guns, always make sure you clean that dry, that there is no lubrication anywhere near the firing pin, because carbon, gunpowder, dirt, dust, grime, everything blows back that way towards the firing pin, and oil will catch all that stuff and it will build up, and it will get real gunky, and you will have a some kind of fouling issue, misfire of some sort. So my phone is going crazy. It's throwing me off a little bit, but I think I showed you guys everything I wanted to show you. So reassembly is very simple. On the upper receiver, you see these grooves and lines. They match up with the bolt carrier. It slides right in. See that hole right there? It goes all the way through, so it's on both sides. That's where your handle pops into that. When putting this back together, slide it forward. When we took it apart, we wanted it back and locked up, but not when it's reassembly time. Get your spring in there. Okay. And this should look familiar to you AR guys, except for instead of two breakdown pins, you got one. Put your pin in, right? Like I said, it's gonna go in right next to the magazine ejector. Hold on, there we go. The mag release button. Knock it a couple times. There we go. And you're all set. I'm gonna put this clip on the other side of this, and that's it. And you're ready to go. Ready to rock and roll. Oh, did I show you guys? Remember, we made a mark here where the trigger sat with the original trigger bar, and then the trigger bar I made. Now the trigger's sitting all the way back here. So you get rid of all that give. So instead of coming from all the way up here, you're just starting from back here. 1/4 inch pull instead of doing 3/4 inch pull. Anyways, this is the GSG MP40p. Also the ATI, Somerville, South Carolina, caliber 9x19mm, made in Germany. Oh, by the way, GSG stands for German Sports Guns, I believe. GSG, German Sporting Guns. And ATI, I think I said this in the previous video, helps get it imported. When GSG imports these from Germany to America, ATI accepts them. So I'm sorry I had to blow through that pretty quick. If you have any questions, something I did not get a chance to cover, please leave it in the comments, and I will do my best to respond. Maybe I'll have to make another video, or anything else you guys. I did want to show one thing on the previous video. I did mention it comes with one 25-round magazine, and it comes with a mag loader. And at the moment I didn't have one on me, and this is for those who don't know what a mag loader is. Well, basically, this is what it is. It fits directly over the magazine, and you see this part sticking down. It's going to push down on that round that will allow you to slide a new round in over its place. It's essentially the same thing as using your thumb to push down, and then using the next round to push down on the front of that round, and then slide it in. It's the same thing, but these 25 round mags have such a stiff spring that once you get about 20 rounds in, it's very hard to do it by hand. So you almost need these. Anyways, thank you for watching this video all the way through. If you enjoyed it or if you learned something, hit the like button. If you didn't learn something and there's something you wanted to learn about this, ask me in the comments, and I'll reply to you. If you like videos like this, want to see more, subscribe. I'm going to try to get away from these tabletop reviews and do more out in the field, because that's more my thing. COVID kind of hit kind of hard this year, and where I was going to do my videos, my buddy lost that land, but working on something now where I'll be able to hit a public, or not a private range where I'll be able to do more things, make some fun videos for you guys, and I'll still have some videos like this coming around. I got plenty more stuff to show you guys, plenty more to teach. If there's anything in particular you'd like to see, leave it in the comments, let me know. I'll see what I can do. Thank you.